Lately, I've been looking for some good options for dust masks. I'm starting to run a little bit lower on my supply, and we still have a long winter ahead of us. So I started to look at these RZ masks as an alternative. I've seen them on woodworking sites like Woodcraft and figured I'd give it a shot. I wasn't sure if they were gimmicky or really a good mask because they mentioned that they have like an active carbon filter in there, which is, should be a really good filter, but it also said that they're made out of a breathable mesh. Well, breathable mesh doesn't sound like it would be very good, and I thought maybe the air might just bypass the filter. So I wanted to check it out and see if it was actually a good option. My plan B would have been to continue letting my beard grow, but just stop washing it so that I'd have kind of like a sticky grease filter to catch all the particles coming up my face. But my wife wasn't cool with that idea. I thought it would be kind of neat to try, but she said no, so I picked up some RZ masks. I'm about to crack open the box right now for the first time and take a look. One of the other questions I had that you may have as well, if you were looking at the site, is what exactly is the difference between the M2 and the M2.5 as far as fit? I can't remember which one they said was supposed to offer a little more maneuverability or flexibility, but I got one of each so I can try them out right now. Now this is the box, and that's what I got on the inside there. I got some extra filters as well. They have a few different styles, and that thing, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Nothing. Let me just dump this out. All right, I got replacement valves for, let's see, these are just for the valves on the front of the mask. Let's just crack open the M2 and the M2.5. See, I got one that is my wife's size, and I got two that are my size. I think that's these guys right here. No, it doesn't say what size it is. There we go, extra large and extra large. 215 pounds plus, it says. I guess if you're really heavy, you need a bigger mask. So I got that one, maybe because I'm really heavy. And I also got some different filters. This is the F2 filter. I think they have an F1, F2, and F3. You can read it on the site. This isn't a sponsored video or anything, so I'm not going to advertise their stuff for them. I'm just trying to answer some questions that some people might have. I got the F2 filters, the high flow ones, and I got also some F1s that are the active carbon. But I was more interested on the high flow. I'm kind of interested in what the filters look like. That was, okay. These are full size. That's one of the things that I was wondering, if the filter was just like a little disc that went in there and when you were breathing, it was just going to bypass the filter around the mask. But these are kind of full size, and I guess this is where they clamp into the exhalation valve, kind of like they have on the 3M respirators. I still got a few of those left. But these are supposed to have even higher filtration, 99% of particles, say dust and particulates from the air, but I don't remember exactly what size. What I'm opening up right now is which one is this? The M2 model. The M2 has this single strap that goes around the back of the head, and okay, there is, all right, there's one filter in place. Is that a filter? Yeah. That's the active carbon filter right there that's already in place, and then there's a spare. Okay, that's how that works. That's what the inside of the filter looks like. It's got a little cushioning for the nose bridge, and the active carbon on that side. This is the F1 filter, so it comes with two of those. And then once again, that's what the inside looks like. And then it has the two valves here, so when you exhale, it'll open up and let the air out. Now, as far as like coronavirus goes, or trying to prevent infecting someone else, if you're wearing something like this, it's not going to do a great job of protecting other people, just in case you're sick, because that valve is going to open up. And if you watch my video on filters, if you have a valve that opens, it's not going to do the same job as filtration. It'd be kind of like putting your air conditioning filter in diagonally or something with gaps around the sides. So your mask has to fit well around your nose, has to fit right around your nose, around your mouth, seal well on your face, and not open up when you exhale to protect other people. But this will do a pretty good job of protecting you from other people. So That's mostly what I'm interested in. I want a carry-on filter that I can pop on in case I need to, and also something for working around the house. Probably don't want those to be the same thing. So I guess I'll just try this thing on now to see how comfortable it is. That's not going to break, is it? I'm going to leave that on for now because I don't have scissors. Let me get scissors. Oh, that didn't feel good. All right. Get rid of the tag. And this is a Velcro fit. So there isn't really any adjustment. That looks pretty easy. Not off to a good start. And this is supposed to be the extra large. Okay, that's a little better. And see, that is not comfortable. Well, I don't know if you can tell, but this nose piece right here, that little nose bridge is right about there. It's just pinching my nostrils right now, so maybe I have to form that a little bit. I guess that's probably all it is, just forming that. Same as you'd have to do, I guess, with like the 3M masks. All right, that's a little more comfortable. I'm going to let off the slack a little bit there. But I got to say, so far I am not a big fan of the M2. I feel like it's pulling down. Like I feel pressure on the top of my nose. Like if I move around a lot, it just keeps working farther down my nose. And I think this is what's going to happen eventually. So yeah, you can see on the side, the way this straps on, it's a little low on the neck, whereas like the 3M masks normally have a rubber band that goes over the top and one on the bottom, so it holds it on your face better. But I mean, there's some room in there for breathing, but it's just closing off my nose, so I don't really like that. Now, as far as the filter, I think that's given me a pretty good seal. There's a lot of, now there is this breathable fabric on the side, and that's the part that would be concerning. I'll get this a little bit closer, and hopefully this will be visible on the camera. Let me see. You can see light through that. So if you don't have the filter on there properly, if the filter isn't properly seated against your face, this is where all the air is going to pass through. But I think I felt like I got an okay seal on there. But again, it just feels like it's pulling down. That's not very comfortable. So let's give the M2.5 a try. Hopefully this one does better, because out of this whole thing, this was about $200, a little over $200. So it's not a small investment, and I'd really like it to fit if I'm going to wear this thing in the long term. I mean, when you're working, you don't want to feel like your nose is being pinched off. All right, I'll do this one right off the bat. Now the M2.5 has two straps on there, so this is a little bit more like the 3M filters. Let me cut that guy off of there. And hopefully this is more comfortable. I wonder if I can return the one that I didn't open, hopefully, because this is already looking a little bit better. Now this has a strap for adjusting. It's not just Velcro like this one is. This is just, I mean, this one's easy to put on, easy to take off. I like that about it, but let's see if I can do better with these two straps. You kidding me? All right, so with the, I'm going to go get one of my other masks. You got to see this. All right, this is one of just the standard 3M N95 mask with the some very old corroded elastic on there, so hopefully I can even put these on. But notice how this one fits. All right, and then I would form that around my nose, and I feel like I get a pretty good seal in there. It's up on my chin a little bit, but it's pulled up against my face all the way around, and I can get a good seal on the nose. And when I move around, I don't feel like it's going anywhere. Like it's held on to my face in the right angle, I guess I should say. It's not pulling down, it's not pulling up, it's just pulling back against my face. Now, for comparison, let me put this guy on again. Filter got a little bunched up there. Of course, if you're using this to protect against a virus, you don't want to have to touch the outside or the inside of the mask a lot. So what I'm trying to do is get this over my ears, like with that one, but it just keeps pulling back down. So I guess I've seen pictures of people wearing them like this, and I guess that's the way it has to go, which just doesn't seem right. It fits a little bit better like that. Now that I have this strap over my head, which is just kind of a weird, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, but this one fits a little bit better than this one, I think. This one definitely feels like it's pulling down. I really think they... Oh, and there was a piece of fabric folded up in there, so I'm trying to get that out so it actually sits right. This is weird. I don't like it. I think they could have done a lot better if they just made... I don't know why I can't get a strap to go over my ears, just the way this thing is designed. It should have kind of come up a little higher, I think. On the bottom, it feels okay. I mean, this strap is good. That's holding it back against my face. But there's no way to pull the top in, really. So this isn't being pulled in, which I guess in some ways is good. I think I have a pretty good nose seal there now. That feels all right, but I think it'll just take some getting used to with that strap on the top of my head. I've never seen a mask go on like that before. That's certainly not how I would wear one of these things. You don't want it to pull up. You want it to pull in towards your face, not up, not down. So this one, this kind of like, it's like the suspenders for the mask, I guess. But I think I feel like I get an adequate seal with this. I'm trying to feel around to see if the filter is really contacting my skin well enough, or my beard. I'm a little furry right now. I think I'm getting pretty good contact all the way around with that filter. So I think my air is being forced through the filter, and I don't feel very restricted. It's actually got pretty good airflow. I guess I will say this one is tolerable. I think this would be okay for doing some work on the house. I mean, I can move around and it doesn't feel like it's gonna slide off my head. The overhead strap is kind of weird. I don't know why I just can't pull back, but I guess this does help keep it from pulling down like the other one does. Now, once again, if I switch back, the downside to this one, I guess, if you're trying to use it for virus protection, is getting it on is like this one. This one is a little bit easier to put on because you can just touch the straps on the side. I finished up that video, my camera was turned off, so I guess I ran out of storage space. I think what I was saying is that this one right here is a little better because you can put it on without actually touching the inside of the mask and just use the Velcro. But then as soon as I get it on, I feel like I need to do some adjustment over here to get it stretched out and get it comfortable, because just pulling back, it's right down on the bottom of my nose. If I do this, it's not too bad. I mean, I could probably use this for working around the house or workshop use. I mean, it's not uncomfortable for the most part. It's very breathable, but it's just keeping it from sliding down. You might have to keep moving it up once in a while. Maybe I just got a really big head. I don't know. Well, I do know, but yeah. Anyway, this one might take some getting used to, but I could probably survive with it. And then this one right here, It's a little bit trickier to get on because you got to touch the. It's hard to get it on without touching the inside. I guess I kind of did it there, but that I still got this. You know, the fabric just ends up folded over on the inside there. I don't know what's up with that, but so you got to kind of touch the inside of this mask to get it on every time, and then you got to have the strap over your head. So if you're looking for something like that you're going to wear in a work environment, this one might be a little funny just because it pulls up on the top of your head, and if you have lighter hair, that strap's going to show up a little bit more. And I feel like I'm not getting quite as good of a seal right here because I want it to pull back, and instead it's pulling up and the bottom's pulling back. So it's, you know, almost, it just feels like it could be really loose coming off that way. Just for a size comparison here, you can see that the filter inserts on the RZ masks are pretty close to the same size and approximate shape as the like the 3M N95 masks. And well, when you look at where the pull is coming from on those straps, the N95 masks are probably pulling from right about this point right here, which is about where the end of the filter is. So I would say if these straps were moved in a little bit right there, that might be doable. Maybe if they were put right here, then you know, on that outer part, you would probably be able to get a closer seal to this one. And this, you know, also is a little bit more rigid around the edge, or, you know, it's formed. Whereas this one right here, the problem I kept having is when I pulled this on, this part would fold in against my face. So you could probably just cut that off because it's not really doing anything, and then maybe move these guys farther out on the body, and you would probably get a more comfortable fit with this after that modification. Oh man, all right. After filming the first portion of this video, I decided to give this thing a little bit more of a test. So rather than just doing the unboxing and first impression, I crawled under my house into the crawl space for about 2 hours and dug out for a sump pump basin and installed a sump pump. So 2 hours straight wearing this mask, working in a crawl space, digging in nasty crawl space mud. And I gotta say, I think that I would rather, given the choice of wearing this or this, I think I would pick this guy because I've had to do some work under the crawl space before, you know, fixing some framing members, and I replaced all of my old copper plumbing with PEX. And wearing one of these guys, man, long day. Wearing one of these guys, it would get saturated with sweat, and after a while it would be almost kind of suffocating. Like when I would breathe in, I would feel it seal against my face, and then the seal would break when I exhaled because of all the sweat that was preventing the air from flowing, and airflow is pretty important when you're working hard. This guy, after 2 hours, I still felt like I had pretty good airflow. It got a little bit more comfortable over time, and it didn't feel bad. I think this felt more comfortable than this guy over time. And this is the M2.5. Hey, I decided to come back from the future to interrupt my own video and do a final closing comment on this one after having worn it around the house for a few hours, because I didn't really give it the same period of time that I did with the 2.5. So I think that I could be okay with this one for certain situations. I'm still not thrilled about it because I feel like it's pulling down on my nose, but if I move this up after I put the mask on and periodically pull it back up, it's not terrible. So I think what I will keep this one for is put it on the dash of my truck for when I go shopping. You know, because I can put it on without really doing a lot of fiddling around with the inside, do some adjustments, go shopping, come out, get rid of the mask, put it back on the dash, and leave it until the next time. But for extended periods of time, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be my go-to mask for working around the house. Again, if you have any different experiences, feel free to put it in the comments. I don't have a dog in the fight either way. I just you know, want to give you my impressions of this mask in case you want to buy one, in case you have a gargantuan head like mine, or similar anatomy, or similar use case for the mask. So that, I think, is all I got. I am worn out, but I'm pretty relieved that I got a sump pump in before the storm hit. So hooray for me, and I'm going to bed. You guys have a great day, and see you next time.